Navy. A grand life for those of this island fortress who defend it from seaborne attacks. The sailors are born, yet they still have to be made. And from voluntary training ships, some of the future sea dogs come. At the other end of the age scale, men come from every walk of life, from office or factory, to join for the period of hostilities only. These hostilities only men start with just their knowledge of our island history, with only their thoughts of Britain's freedom. They're determined to learn how to continue the one and defend the other. There are many embryo officers among these HO men, for temporary commissions are available for suitable candidates, just as permanent commissions are possible for the boys. By road and water they arrive at a naval training establishment with an eagerness and keenness which are further stimulated by the commander's words.
Today you'll join the Royal Navy, and in the weeks that follow you will be carrying out training at high pressure in order that you can be fit to go to sea in His Majesty's ships in wartime.
In order that they can be fit to go to sea in His Majesty's ships in wartime. Physically fit, mentally fit, and technically fit. There's nothing wrong with their hearts or minds, so the technique of the sea is to be their future schooling. And fine sailors must be fit sailors. The first step in becoming a sailor is to look like one, and the clothing store does its part nobly. The comprehensive kit includes two of most things, you know, the one on and one in the wash idea. But the Navy likes a good fit, so there's no trouble spared. The Navy's modest, too. They ring down the curtain when the smalls are tried on. Yes, a little sea air on those and they'll soon fill out. It's a grand feeling to know that you're really in the Royal Navy, and as the commander had said,
in a few hours' time you will be putting on the uniform of the Royal Navy, and at the same time you will inherit those traditions of the Royal Navy of which we are so proud and to which our ships at sea are adding today.
The inevitable squad drill and gunnery exercises for discipline and mental alertness are the prelude to the technical matters in all branches of the services. And all new squads are awkward.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Salute!
Yet the time soon comes when practice brings that precision the drill instructors dream of. And it also brings a pride in the men themselves which never leaves them. But what of the boys, lads of 15 and 16? They too have their squad drill and precision and pride. To them the Navy is a permanent career, something worthwhile to look forward to. Climbing the great mast is a recreation with them, and they swarm the rigging with all the agility of monkeys and the confidence of their own powers. The HOs, men from early to late 20s, vie with the nimble youngsters in reaching the top, and no mean feat for those who have spent most of their years at ground level. The two main differences between the boys and hostilities only men are that the former's training is longer and that they must attend school. Whilst their teaching has a nautical flavour, generally speaking, they receive the education of the high school standard. Of course, all classrooms are not like this, and there are more knotty problems to solve than even Euclid dreamt of. Knots are the easiest things in the world to make, according to the instructor. A few ins and outs, and the knot's made. The sailor's knots are proverbial. They're made to stay. By the time these boys are sailors, their knots will be as firm as they are themselves. HOs, too, have to learn the vagaries of a piece of rope. Most of them came as experts in tying grannies. Now they must know how not to. In another classroom, the mysteries of boat and sail are taught with fine-scale models. Even in these days of steam and motor, the simple rigs of the cutter are essential items in a sailor's training and must be included in his varied store of knowledge. After familiarity with the miniature, they work on a full-scale model. Every detail of sea lore and seamanship is taught them. With the boys, it's the same. The models seem appropriate to these youngsters who themselves are still models of what they one day will be. That is a model cutter, and its study is just the prelude to taking its full-size brother to sea. Considering these HOs are only just beyond the raw recruit stage, their pulling is remarkably good. It just shows what enthusiasm can do. What map reading is to the soldier, navigation is to the sailor. He must know where to go and how to get there. He must understand the gyro and magnetic compass and then be able to control the ship's movements. A model wheelhouse helps to teach him the principles and arts of navigation. It's a favorite lesson with the boys and is becoming just as popular with the men. These men are as intelligent as they are keen, and keenness goes for their appetites as well. The Navy doesn't have kitchens, they are galleys in the nautical world, and in these training establishments, the cooking is as near mother's efforts as mass production can be. She'll tell you that a pie is not a pie without a fancy edge. When the mess orderlies line up, they know what to expect. Dinner today is beefsteak pie and 2 veg, and a sweet to follow. And have sailors good appetites? They must have 2 each. Cleanliness and neatness are characteristic of those who go to sea, and they learn both from the start. The boys arrange their cutlery to individual designs, for there's great competition for the smartest mess, and when dinner time does come, the food seems to taste all the better for it. The same clean precision is found in the dormitories. As you see, it's an HO's dormitory, and they're learning their lesson well. It's a way they have in the Navy. Whatever is done must be done properly. Whether it's laying a table, a kit, or a gun. Would you believe that they've only had a few weeks' training? The executive and communication branches of the service are seamanship, gunnery, and signalling, and the latter covers every type from semaphore to Morse. With these 2 methods of signalling, there's a definite alphabet, but flag signals are words and phrases in thousands of combinations. The hive, as it were, of wireless training is the buzzer room. These boys are in the advanced stage and are taking down a message sent by the instructor, who times his speed according to the particular class. They're grand lads, and as fit as the splendid training makes them. The HOs, too, soon begin to feel the effects of the regular, clean life, each day having its PT, each exercise its benefit. Every sailor must be able to swim and pass a standard test. Many, of course, are experts before they arrive, but there are quite a percentage who learn for the first time. The sailors are their own laundrymen, their own pullers-off of buttons. Whilst the smalls are washed in the basins, the stone floor makes a grand scrubbing board for the heavies. That's Mr. Gibbon in charge of the laundry. He joined the Navy as a boy just 43 years ago. And see what it's done for him. Not an item of clothing leaves his laundry until it's been dried and properly aired. You've seen training and domestic organization. What of recreation? Everything possible is done for the hostilities-only men to provide relaxation during the period of intensive training. And the three most popular indoor sports are here: billiards, table tennis, and darts. And if there's a piano in the canteen, there'll always be someone to play it and others glad to listen. As they drink health to the Navy, they perhaps remember their first view of the great mast and the commander's final words.
One of you, I wish good fortune and good success in the great days that lie before you.
The great days that lie before you. As they leave port for the first time, they'll know that these days will be great, perhaps the greatest in our long history. They'll know that life at sea will follow much what they did ashore, and that it'll be hard and need hardy men to live it. Whatever type of warship is to be their sea-going home, these men and boys will be proud of their calling, their ship, their navy, their country, and above all, themselves.